The night was thick with fog, and the moon was a faint sliver behind the cloudy sky. I had always been drawn to Ravenscroft Manor, its dark silhouette looming over the misty moors like a guardian of secrets best left buried. Rumors of ghostly whispers, shadowy figures, and a curse that haunted it for centuries kept most away. Yet curiosity always beckoned me, urging me to step beyond the rusted gates into its cursed hall. I arrived precisely at midnight. My lantern flickered as I pushed open the heavy iron gates, which groaned loudly, echoing through the silent woods. Gravel crunched beneath my boots as I moved forward. The grand front door was slightly ajar, its wood cold and stale. Inside, a stale, metallic scent, perhaps old blood mingled with dampness and mold, filling the air with an oppressive chill. I hesitated for a moment before stepping inside. The grand foyer was lined with faded portraits, their eyes seemingly following me. The walls were peeling, and the floorboards creaked under my weight. I lit my lantern, revealing peeling wallpaper and broken furniture strewn across the dusty floor. A large staircase spiraled upward, its ornate balustrade cobwebbed and decayed. Every step I took was accompanied by a groan that sounded like the house protesting my intrusion. Ascending slowly, I reached a corridor where doors lined either side. One door at the end of the hall was slightly open, revealing a dark, shadowy room. I pushed it gently, my heart pounding. Built inside, bookshelves crowded the walls, their contents covered in dust and mold. An old photograph of a woman in Victorian attire caught my eye on a desk. Her eyes, haunting and sorrowful, seemed to stare directly at me. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind swept through the room, causing pages of the open book to flutter wildly. I shivered uncontrollably. A whisper, soft yet sinister, floated in the air. "Leave this place, ... It was almost inaudible, yet unmistakable. My heart thumped loudly in my chest. I spun around, trying to find the source, but only shadows danced in the corners of my vision. Something drew me further inside. Behind a bookshelf, I discovered a hidden door that led down into the cellar. The air grew colder and heavier as I descended into the darkness. The faint glow of my lantern revealed damp stone walls and an altar stained with dark, dried blood. An eerie symbol was carved into the wall beside it. As I traced the symbol with trembling fingers, the whispers grew louder voices begging for mercy, screaming warnings of doom. Suddenly, the lantern flickered and went out. Darkness enveloped me, thick and suffocating. I froze, listening. Slow, heavy footsteps approached, deliberate, unhurried. A tall, shadowy figure materialized from the darkness, featureless and cloaked in black. Its cold breath brushed my neck. It reached out with a dark, elongated hand. I backed away instinctively, stumbling over debris on the floor. My lantern sputtered back to life, casting a brief, flickering glow. The shadow was gone. Adrenaline surged through my veins. I sprinted up the stairs, heart pounding. As I burst into the entry hall, I saw her, a woman in Victorian attire, her face pale and hollow. Her lips trembled as she looked at me, her gaze filled with pain and sorrow. "You shouldn't be here, ... she whispered, voice trembling like the wind. Suddenly, the house shuddered violently. Portraits flickered and twisted, faces contorting with rage and torment. I remembered the legend Lady Eleanor Ravenscroft, accused of witchcraft and murdered by her own family, cursed to haunt her home forever. Her restless spirit was seeking vengeance, feeding on those foolish enough to enter her domain. Panic overtook me. I knew I had to escape. I rushed toward the front door, but it slammed shut with a deafening bang. The house seemed alive, twisting and groaning, as if trying to trap me forever. Every wall, every shadow, seemed to breathe with malevolence. I remembered a story I once read. Confront the spirit, acknowledge her pain, and she might find peace. Summoning all my courage, I called out, "Lady Eleanor, I see your suffering. I am sorry for what happened to you. Please find peace." The house grew eerily silent. Shadows receded, and the oppressive weight lifted. Lady Eleanor's portrait shimmered faintly, tears streaming down her face. Her voice, soft and trembling, whispered, "Thank you, ... double quotes, before fading into a gentle breeze. The house shuddered once more, then fell silent. The front door creaked open slowly. I bolted out into the fog, heart pounding in my chest. When I turned back, the mansion was gone. Only an empty, overgrown field remained. The curse was broken, and her restless spirit was finally at peace. But even now, in the quiet of night, I sometimes hear faint whispers, remnants of her gratitude, whispering softly across the shadows of Ravenscroft Manor.